The Utah Jazz and Denver Nuggets hooked up for their first game in the bubble playoffs, and it was one for the ages. While Donovan Mitchell was doing his Spider thing, the Nuggets were picking at a scab that Jazz fans have been itching for years now. And in the end, it took an extra frame to decide. But it didn't seem necessary based on the play of Jamal freaking Murray. This game could be a microcosm of the entire series, with the Jazz relying on Donovan Mitchell to create everything. It's not just his 57 points he scored on his own, he also assisted on another 18 points. In the second, they were able to get out of the corner with a switch, and Jokic wanted no part of this, taking himself out of the play early by reaching in 35 feet from the hoop. Jeremy Grant gave him a wave, but holy moly, the double clutch was a nice touch. I want to see this again, because that's some crazy young MJ or Dr. J stuff right there. There have been times this season where the Jazz seem to forget the best part of their offense is when Mitchell is getting spread pick and rolls and controlling the action. Good initial pressure to stop the attack, but the Jazz bring Jokic up into the action all the way up to the half-court line. This gets Mitchell going fast downhill on the Joker, who does a great job to offer rim protection, but look at this Euro from the dotted line into the reverse under the big man's arm. The level of difficulty is off the charts for this one. Watching this live, it felt like Denver had control for much of this game, but it turns out the Jazz had the lead for most of the fourth quarter. Another spread formation that allows Mitchell to use the Royce O'Neal screen, forcing the switch and the matchup they want, an ISO on Monte Morris. Give him credit for staying in front and contesting, but this is a tough two-footed floater from outside the lane that drops straight into the hoop. My goodness, are these shots tough. Without a clear defender to attack, they opt to force a switch and get Michael Porter Jr. guarding Mitchell. Watch the footwork. He uses a right-left pull-up. Normally righties go left-right, and it catches MPJ off guard, allowing him to get the clean look from beyond the arc and regain the lead for the Jazz. A little misdirection is always a good idea, as Jingles strings out a ball screen to the right side, while Rudy then sets the pin down for Mitchell before setting another ball screen out top. Jeremy Grant is taken out, Jokic is late stepping up, and Mitchell gets another layup, splitting two defenders nicely. Jeremy Grant did a yeoman's job on Mitchell after Torrey Craig got into foul trouble, but with Morris out there, it was curious to me they wouldn't screen with his man. Instead, they get a switch of Jamal Murray on him. Murray's got size and does a decent job to stay with him, but check the footwork on this hockey stop. He turns the front foot perpendicular to the direction he's going. The inside edge of the back foot drags along the ground to provide balance and act as a brake. The ball goes through the legs into the pickup, and the last little hop to gain rhythm and explosiveness into the jump gets him a contested jumper and a tie game. And once more at the end of regulation, they need to get the best shot as quickly as possible. So a simple ISO from the backcourt draws Torrey Craig's sixth foul and a tie game. In overtime, he gets Jamal Murray on him again and again hits him with the hockey stop, but this time it's from the three-point line. Oh my! On the other side of the table, the Denver Nuggets' main concern is exploiting Rudy Gobert on the defensive end. While he has won a Defensive Player of the Year award, he tends to become a target for the offense once the playoffs start, and this game was no exception. That said, they didn't involve Rudy in the pick and roll too much until the fourth quarter, but there were possessions to look at. After a big run for the Jazz tied the game, they immediately went at him with the Murray-Jokic pairing. The scouting report for the Jazz seemed to say go under the screen on Murray while Rudy will drop deep. It's definitely worth a try considering Murray shot 35% from three in the bubble, but he makes them pay with the rainbow from deep. A minute later, they catch Mitchell with a drag screen in transition and Rudy sunk way too far. Again, Mitchell spins to go underneath the screen, giving Murray a wide open jumper, and now he's got his rhythm going. In the third, they run Murray off a pin down first before running the two-man game pick and roll on the right side. This time, Rudy does get in the vicinity he needs to be to prevent an open three, while Mitchell chases over the top. This was contained, but Murray takes both players down an extra step before hitting Jokic all alone above the arc for a wide open three. With Jokic's bubble percentage, I don't blame them for letting him have it. And it wasn't like involving Gobert in the pick and roll got them a score every single time. This one, Mitchell goes underneath the screen, gets beat, but his contest lures Murray into giving it up, where Gobert can use his long arms to get the steal. The Nuggets even used Jokic as the ball handler in the pick and roll, and the results were mixed. In the second, someone needs to explain what the heck Rudy was trying to do here, other than give Jokic a wide open set shot from 3. But late in the third, the Nuggets set an elbow ball screen that seemed to get Jokic a step, but Rudy comes up big with one of his 4 blocks. In crunch time, with the Nuggets down 1, they waste no time attacking Rudy out high. Murray fakes the pull from 3 with his feet before slipping the pocket pass to Jokic. Rudy was in good position here, but awkwardly tries to shuffle laterally and doesn't have good enough balance and power to rise up to block this. On this flip of the screen, Jokic uses his gravity to pull Rudy away from the action, leaving Murray to hit O'Neal with this up and under beauty. Remember, it's legal to jump off 1 foot on this step through as long as you release the ball before your pivot comes back down to the floor. You might recognize this step-up screen from earlier where Jokic got that open look from 3. Jokic probably did too, which is why he decided to shot fake and attack. This time, Rudy has better balance and can wall off the spin move and block this shot, and it looked like the Jazz were in control. Down 4, another Murray-Jokic pick and roll. Watch how O'Neal is positioned. He wants to force Jamal to use the screen going to his right. Now, watch how Murray does a left foot skip before jabbing the right wide into a crossover. O'Neal gets completely turned around. Rudy is sunk way too low, and Murray hops into a wide open 3 from out top. While they adjust with Ingles on the ball, they don't change the coverage. Rudy drops to contain, and Ingles did a nice job turning and running to avoid the screen. Murray hits him with an inside foot jab to stop his momentum. Ingles needed 2 steps to come to a stop, and that's all the time Murray needs to rise up into this 3-ball. This is almost a replay, but this time Jamal decides to plant the inside foot, but then split with the left foot back to continue attacking. Ingles desperately tries to keep up. The Jazz are happy that Murray is taking a long 2, but it doesn't matter. He's on fire. In the last minute of the tie game, the Nuggets continually try to attack Rudy. Ingles does another good job getting around the screen, something the Nuggets will have to improve going forward with Jokic needing to get more contact. They flow into another ball screen, well contained by Rudy with Ingles chasing, and that leads to a pass and pick on the left side. Here's why the Jazz don't mind giving up long 2s. Except, because Rudy wanted to challenge a player on fire, it allows Jokic to slip right to the basket for the offensive rebound and earn 2 free throws. And for the game, they run yet another Murray-Jokic play. Everything was under control until Jokic hits Gobert with a shot fake and heads to the basket. Give credit to Rudy for making this a tougher than normal shot, but I don't think anyone would have been surprised had he made this little running hook from 5 feet out. But overtime ended pretty quickly as the Nuggets continued to go to work. I honestly think the Jazz are going to cut some of Rudy's minutes and figure something else out, probably by having Jingles guard Murray more. The problem is, if you double Murray and the ball gets to Jokic, the defense is in real trouble. But Rudy's inability or unwillingness to get out to the perimeter better is going to doom them in this series, in any series against a good team, and Denver is a legit good team. Missing Bogdanovich and Mike Conley was a mortal blow to the Jazz, so it might not even matter what the results of these plays are. But if the Jazz want any hope of competing in this series, they need to adjust, or bank on the fact that Murray won't shoot this way again the rest of the time. It's certainly possible, and the stats would almost guarantee that, but the outcome still feels inevitable unless something drastic happens.